We presented our ancillary products to a focus group of about 5 people and asked their response on it. The overall response for the ancillary tasks was that it was good. There are a few improvements that could have been made, as can be shown in the next clip.
The first thing I'd say is it's quite brief. It doesn't really tell you what's the album, like what sort of genre of music the album is. But it is. I like how it's quite subtle. It doesn't really give you an idea of what's coming up in the album.
You've used examples of it of an item, especially with this one. One of his album covers, he's got himself holding a post-it note to say an example on it. Others like this is an example sort of style. It looks quite urban, which I don't know if you're trying to aim for that. Ground indie then, I don't know about this flower passing wooden door in the background. Maybe a brick wall would work better. This one, they're focusing more on him and the songs. I think that looks good.
Yeah. Could you imagine seeing it on like a CD shelf?
Yeah, so that'd be the back cover with him on it. Maybe something a little bit more interesting than just that. I'm not sure. Maybe Chezza written into the blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. More, I don't know. I think that if it was more like one single colour, like one primary colour,
okay.
Yeah.
I personally agree with my focus group and believe that some parts of the ancillary task could have been improved.
Yeah, the design is good. It's quite unique. It's nothing like it that I've seen before.
So it's more professional than that one in my opinion. Yeah, I like that because I just prefer it to the one above. It's not as like bright, it's more sort of
indie.
Yeah, grab that and got my attention more than that.
Okay.
Even though that's bright.
My focus group agreed that the front cover of the digipack was the best panel.
For the front cover, because you get to see him, who he is, what he's about, what he must be. I don't particularly like those two, because it doesn't really tell you much about him.
It was a bit.
That's alright, apart from like, I think you should have like his name on the top or something, you can't really see who he is apart from the photo.
One of the things that was brought up by our target audience was the lack of a professional quality. In the ancillary tasks, it mixed out the institutional regulations. We showed our music video to a focus group of 30 people in our target audience.
My favourite part was when the boy was hit by the car.
Why was that?
Because I don't think that it took itself too seriously as a scene. Quite clearly, the difficulty of shooting that would have meant that, you know, obviously you can't recreate realistically someone being run over.
Yeah.
So the way that it was done, there was a hint of sort of comedy in that, and that was quite good.
Okay. 10 of them said it was good. 5 said it was very good. 3 said it was quite good, and 2 didn't like it. If you can improve anything about it, what would you say needed improving?
In terms of the video specifically?
Yeah.
I thought that some of the like the moving between lots of like very starkly different shots. Maybe that made it a bit difficult to sort of keep up with what was going on.
More.
Yeah, especially with the music in the background, because you're trying to sort of concentrate on maybe too many things.
Like the storyline was good, like the cutting from him in the studio and another guy on the thing, or not. I think that's good.
Well, I mean, it wasn't confusing. I think that it was quite clear from the onset that sort of the person in the studio was sort of underlaying, and he was sort of telling the narrative, as it were, and there was someone else in a sort of real life situation who was almost acting out the narrative that he was
sort of singing about.
That he was singing about, yeah.
Okay, could you imagine seeing this music video in the real world? Be honest.
Well, perhaps a different way to sort of look at that is to say that it's very similar to things that I think you would see in the real world.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, this specifically you might not, but it is very similar to things which I have seen before.
Okay. Doing a questionnaire in the post-production stage really helped us understand whether our target audience liked our product or not. Also, having it written out allowed them to put their true opinions down rather than worrying or feeling embarrassed in front of the camera. What was your general impression of the video? What would you change? How would you rate the car accident scene on a scale of 1 to 10? Would you watch this music video if it came on a music channel? What do you think of the Digipack as a whole? Could you imagine seeing this in a store, and would you want to buy it? One thing that you would improve about the Digipack? Audience feedback has been really beneficial for this project. It's allowed us to see the good and bad points of all of our tasks. I'd like to thank them all for their honest opinions in helping us.